just one more thing before I take it out. You'll note there's a number 1 there and a number 4 there, and I drew between the jaws. Whenever I put this in, I know that it's got to go, and it's going to fit in this chuck, between number 1 and number 4 jaws, and that will always go back into the original crush marks and run true for you. Okay, so don't forget, put your little marks on. That will always go back and true. Mark the tenon. You'll get it spot on. Okay, so see you in a minute. Okay, so you'll notice I've got a really pretty piece of figured maple here. It's about 2 inches square. My spoon was 1 7/8 inches, so by the time I get this to the round, we're going to start measuring this with the calipers to make sure we get the right diameter. That's going to make a big difference, because once this is 1.5 inches, we can then put a line on 7/8 either side and start to turn and use the template to shape this. So again, decent speed. What's that? 26, only a small piece of wood, 2600, 2 rests just a touch high. I'd be doing that to cut down to the centre line. I want the tool in that position. Drop it a fraction. Cutting edge wants to be right on the centre line. With this one, I'm just going to go right across. Just stop that for a moment. It's not quite round. I just want to see what the grain's like. Wow, it's going to be really, really pretty. Some really nice figure in that. So what we'll do is get the calipers. We're going to set these to 1.5 inches. Sorry, 1.75 inches, which is spot on there. Again, there's a little bit more to go, so that's the diameter we're looking for. When that just slips through, that's exactly 1.75 inches. So, I'll tell you another thing we could do, which will give you a guide. We could put a parting tool on the end here. Clean that face up. Take that to there. Come from the back here. Yeah, when that drops through, you've got exactly the diameter you want. We can do the same here. The same there. Gives us something to aim for. I can see that they're close enough for what we want, so take these down to the diameter we want. Down, there we go, there, down here, so we're round, and that's 1.5 inches diameter. So, pencil, I'm going to leave a little bit extra at this end for that diameter there, and we'll ease that off at the end. So, put that on there, we'll go 7/8. There, and another 7/8, which is there. Basically, that's what we have to turn to get the round at the end. And we'll use this template here to help us do that. Now you can see that I've cut that short. The reason for that one being shorter is that I can get to the diameter of the handle and still see what the curve is. Okay, if you left that bit on there, you can't get to the middle because the handle's got to come here. So cut that short and make it about the diameter you think your handle's going to be. We'll get this close enough, okay? So now it's a spindle gouge, and we're going to start to roll the cuts. This is exactly the same thing as you would do if you were rolling a bead. So, I'm going to start like that, start to form the curve a little bit at a time. Now remember, we've got that extra at the end, so there'll be a little nubbin on. That allows us to turn that off later on and not have the hole from the centre in the end. Come around here. Pick that cut up, take small, careful cuts. Remember, this has got to be as accurate as possible. Needs a little bit more there. Taking this down. We'll try the template in a minute. Tighten that a touch, there we go. Tip of the tool, nice small cuts down here. Okay, so we're just roughing this out at the moment. We'll put it in the chuck. In just a moment we'll put 10 on here and put in the chuck. Slicing down with the tip of the tool to open that up so I can get the spindle gouge in there to get right down to the part that I need. There we go. Bevel first, get the bevel rubbing, then pick the cut up. Okay, we'll take that into there. Parting tool. I'm going to put a decent tenon on there, decent length. Square that up. Okay, before I go any further, what I'm going to do now is put in the chuck. Okay, so wow, look at the figure in that. We're going to put in the chuck and then start to clean up those cuts and to get the shape that we want. You can see how that will take us right into there nicely. So take this out. Chucky. Using a step center, I just hold it straight in the chuck. You can do that. I'm holding it just behind the head there and I'm not touching the Morse taper. So I can either put this straight into the headstock or straight into the chuck. Closes just nicely around there and there's enough of that sticking out so you can actually, as you're coming down here to form a tenon, you can see the diameter you need to cut to. You don't even have to measure it. Remember, there is a little bit of play on these jaws as well. So, put that into there. Just clear the dust out. So we make sure that sits nicely, that corner. Tighten that up to there. And then we can bring this back up just to support it. Smooth slightly. Let's see. Loosen that, just ease this over. Put the tip in here first. And then we'll tighten it up. There we go. Tighten that. Tighten that. Tighten this. So that should all be back on true. Or if it's out, it'll only be slightly out. Remember, I didn't quite go to the shape we needed, the final shape. Move the tool rest a touch closer and continue on forming the shape. Yeah, move slightly.